charging networks are getting bigger, and there are a lot of companies that are trying to get into it. They don't always have the money, but you know who does have the money? The people who already have the locations. I'm in Canada, fully charged. I'm here with Scott, and we're talking about On the Run, which is a convenience store that's more convenient than that, because you can actually charge your car there. I'm Brian. Welcome to My Tesla Weekend. How are you?
Good, doing well. How are you?
Oh my gosh, we're living the dream here. So On the Run, what is it? Talk to me here.
So On the Run is our brand of convenience stores. So we have about 500 locations across Canada. We're part of Parkland, which has a network of about 2,000 gas stations across the country in every province.
In every province,
Yes.
and in the US as well?
We do, yes. So
Yeah.
we have, we're a company, we're based in Canada, but we have a lot of fuel retail sites in the US and also in the Caribbean. So we're actually quite an international company.
Well, let's walk over and look at the map.
Yep.
And this, I assume, is, not necessarily the most up to date. This is illustrative more
Yes.
than
Yep.
definitive. But the idea is, look at that, all through BC there. That's the close up.
Yep.
And we've got all kinds of stuff. Ooh, and a little echo because of the convex. That's nice. So you've got these chargers. They go in quicker and easier. Is that right?
They do. Yeah.
Let's walk over and look at it, and you can tell me why they're good. Because this is the idea is Buc-ee's is already doing this. They've got chargers in at a lot of their locations for not necessarily just one, but a variety of EVs, and it makes it work.
Yep.
So tell me why these are great.
So one of the biggest challenges to getting charging infrastructure in place is getting utility service out to the site. Chargers take a lot of power, and a lot of EV charging sites can take 12, 18, 24 months to get put in place.
Because if you need to bring in absolute huge voltage wires from the street,
Yep.
it's not as easy as just putting it in and plugging it in.
Yep.
You're talking different permits, different contractors, and in some cases, it just can't be done.
That's right, and especially when you're starting to talk about larger and larger locations, that becomes a real problem.
So your solution is?
So we're using technology that comes from Freewire. This is a charger that actually has an integrated battery into it. So the grid slow charges the battery, fills up the battery, and then the battery fast charges the vehicle.
Yeah, so it's like the old locomotives you'd see in the Old West. They've got a big tank of water at every whistle stop, and that big bucket slowly fills throughout the day, throughout
Yep.
the night, and when the train pulls in, boom, full of water. So it can fill it very quickly that way.
Yes.
And that works as long as not everyone's charging all at the same time, which for most locations, most of the year, is
Yep.
true.
Yeah, what this has done is this has allowed us to move very, very quickly to get a charging network up and running. This time last year, we had one site up and running. Right now, we have 33 sites up and running, all across British Columbia and extending into Alberta. And by the end of the year, so just a couple of months away, we're going to have 50 sites up and running across our network.
Where are these designed? Where are they built?
So Freewire is a company based in the US, based in California. They have manufacturing facilities both in California as well as in Mexico.
Okay. Now, how is the network reliability so far?
So it's been really good. We've had a fantastic experience getting people to use the sites. We've had at the show here, we've had a ton of people coming up and thanking us for getting the network in place. We've also it's been very busy, right? So this is where a lot of customers, especially in urban areas, Metro Vancouver, we've had a lot of people coming and using the chargers. In some cases, we've actually had situations where the battery did deplete. So one of the things we're trying to do is figure out what's the right number of chargers that we need, what's the right size of battery, things like that, to make sure that we can keep that really good experience for our customers.
Right. And as long as no one can, it's unreasonable to expect it to be able to do 100% 24/7. If that was the case, this whole approach wouldn't be necessary. You'd just have the megawatt lines coming to the building. Some of that's going to happen on holidays. That can't be avoided, but this is a much cheaper, quicker solution.
Yeah.
Now here you've got the second and third most common handle types.
That's right.
And what's your plan for that?
So right now all of our sites have at least one CHAdeMO port available. The bulk of our ports would be CCS ports that are available. With the announcement, with the industry trending toward the NACS port, we're looking at the right timing to be introducing that. We've got to figure out, first of all, the ports need to be available, and then we've got to figure out what's the right mix of ports that we want to have available. But clearly the industry is trending very strongly toward NACS, so it's not surprising to
It's
see that
happening.
we are going to be trending that direction.
It's just a question of when it makes sense to do it.
Yep.
What kind of juice should a driver expect?
So
I'm seeing.
So our chargers, most of our chargers can do up to 150 kilowatts. The newer units that we're putting in place can do up to 200 kilowatts. These units can charge 2 vehicles at once, so it would split the power. Like this one would split the power 100 kilowatts, side by
Now,
side.
Electrify America has had a number of problems with their network reliability, but they are more of the exception than the rule. Do you know what steps have been taken to ensure that you guys won't run into problems like those?
Yeah, so the biggest thing that we're bringing is that we've been a fuel retail company for over 50 years. We already manage a nationwide network of fuel pumps, canopies, operations from coast to coast, including very remote locations. So that's what we're bringing. We understand what it needs to keep a network like that up and running. Obviously, chargers are a little bit different, but we've been in this business for a long time, and we think that that capability actually helps an awful lot to keep a network up and running.
So the important takeaway I'm hearing on that is you're in the business of selling energy, regardless of its form factor, where Electrify America was a compliance issue as a settlement for Dieselgate. There was no requirement that it work well. They just had to put in handles, and they never really wanted to do it. That's my opinion. You don't have to nod and agree, but the difference is your objective is if those don't work, you're not happy.
It's that's absolutely right. I mean, we've been in the business of meeting the needs of traveling Canadians for a really long time. The mode in which they transport is changing, but a lot of the needs are the same. So we want to make sure to bring people to our sites, not even just provide them with electrons, but provide them with coffee, provide them with chocolate bars and soft drinks and burgers and fries and other, we want to make sure that people have a good experience. For us, EV charging is about more than just a plug.
And famously, that's how gas stations make money.
Yes.
It's not on the gas, it's not on the juice, and there's really the margin on electricity is not a lot of dollars. You can fill your car for $25, and very little of that is markup. So I saw something about free coffee on the screen. What's that?
Yeah, so we have a promotional offer on right now that if you come to our site and you have an active charging session, you can go into our store and redeem it for a free coffee. We also have at our locations that have a restaurant there, you can get a 20% discount off of your burger and fries combo.
And what I would actually point out is that that's not a real promotion. That's an exclusive for my members only, but you don't have to use a coupon code. Is that right?
That is correct.
Because there's no coupon code because I negotiated it for you guys because that's just kind of how awesome I am. Is there anything I'm missing about this? Oh, I guess I would say at the pace you're going, how long is it going to be before you can finish rolling out everywhere?
So we've already announced that we're going to be growing up to 50 sites by the end of this year, and we're on track to hit that. So that's a fantastic network. Right now, our network is primarily concentrated in British Columbia because we see really high EV adoption here. We have great sites here, and so that's what we're focusing on. Further growth beyond that, more news to come. We'll keep you posted.
And the other thing is by working with one contractor to design and build all of them, what you get is a unified design, a unified parts list, so that when there is a problem, you can actually troubleshoot it, which is a problem that other charging networks have faced.
Yeah, actually, so the company that's been helping us out with the installation is Power Pros. We're right over there. This is what you see everything at the show. There's a video over there. We can actually see the construction of one of our most recent sites. There's a time lapse that's showing over here, just on the TV screen over here.
Oh.
Over here. This is a video of the Power Pros team and the construction of our site. This is one of our most recently opened sites in Surrey, BC, just outside of Vancouver.
Neat. And okay, now when these show up, that's
Yep, they're wrapped in plastic for protection. It is
so
these are reasonably large, heavy units.
Power Pros deal with all the wiring, all the digging,
yes.
and then it's the whole unit, the whole module
yes.
comes in.
Yes.
And then it's done.
Yep.
All right. So I guess I would say, what did we miss? What do we misunderstand? You got to leave it all in the comments because we don't know what we don't know because we can't know it because we don't know it. So stay tuned, stay juicy, all that good stuff. And I can't wait to hear from you clever robots. Maybe at the Detroit Auto Show, which I probably am at when this is being published. Who knows, man? Who knows?